see me fall. I've been focused on the door. I don't really give a damn about what they talking about. The ranked up.
Motherfucking deal, YouTube. It's your boy Dante Sports Talk. Please comment, like, and subscribe on this video. I thank you guys for supporting the channel, watching the channel. I thank you guys for always comment, like, and subscribe. And I'm about to start streaming in probably a minute or two. Thank you guys. Shout out to Miss Curly. Shout out to my princess, aka Honey Bun. Shout out to my boy Jerron the King, my boy Wilson the Name. Shout out to Miss Curly, Miss Pam. Shout out to my boy Wiring In. Shout out to my boy DT Murder, my boy Kadarius Houston, my aka Truly Ankles. Also big shout out to my boy Jillian. Happy birthday to you, Big J. Shout out to you, bro. Love you so much. You're my #1 guy that I play 2K with. Shout out to everybody that support me and, that play with me on 2K, and everybody else that say I'm trash. Thank you guys so much, and fuck you. And stay out of my face. I forgive, but I don't forget. But let's get into this video. Shout out to my boy CEO Zion, aka Big Snack. Shout out to him. That is my boy. I'm a Fiend. Shout out to you. We almost at the top of the Eastern Conference. We got 2 more teams left. After this team that I'm about to present, I thought this team right here, 2018, 2019, this team right here, I thought it was an okay season. I expect them to be right there in this range. I thought Toronto was better. I thought if Boston got their issues together, I thought Boston was better. Milwaukee was better this year than them. But I thought I didn't think they were better than Toronto at all. But it was a heartbreaker how the loss was. I understand if you're getting blown out, it don't hurt so much. But the way you lose, it's the way you lose a game. And when you lose a game like that, it's heartbroken. Especially getting a game-winning fadeaway shot in your face over 2 people. That's a heartbreaker. That's a heartbreaker. I thought this team performed good. I thought they performed well. I thought they played hard. I thought they were great pretty much half of the season, but I expected them to finish, so I put that as an okay season. I'm talking about the 2019-2018 Philadelphia 76ers. I expected them to be a second-round team because I didn't think they were better than Toronto or Boston. If Boston got their shit together, which is I think Boston did. They folded in the second round against the Milwaukee Bucks. I didn't think they had their shit together. I didn't think they were. I didn't think they were great. So I consider Philadelphia was better than Boston at that point in time. So right now, I didn't think they were just better than Toronto. They pushed the Toronto Raptors to 7 games in a series before Kawhi Leonard making that heartbreaking shot. Like I say, their notable wins was against the Houston Rockets. When they blew out the Rockets, when the Rockets first got Kenneth Faried. I thought that was great. I thought that was a good win. They beat OKC. They beat the Thunder. I thought that was an impressive win right there when they beat the Thunder in the middle of the season. They did beat the LA Lakers. That was a notable win. That was a good win. But the Philadelphia 76ers, I expected them to finish right there in the second round because I didn't think they were better than Toronto or Milwaukee this year. They lost J.J. Redick to New Orleans. They lost Jimmy Butler to Miami. He was traded to Miami. They gained Josh Richardson, who I really, really like as a player. Pretty much a two-way sharp who can shoot, who can defend at a high level. They lost. I think Ben Simmons really hurts them as far as shooting-wise on the floor. He's a playmaker. He's a defender. He's got a great IQ. Ben Simmons is like a modern-day Magic Johnson. The guy can play great defense, but the only thing I think about Ben Simmons, the guy can't shoot. It's easy to game plan for him. I thought Brett Brown, he's done an excellent job turning this team around, coaching this team. The executive is Elton Brand, who used to average 20 and 10 before he started getting hurt. He's doing a great job. They signed Al Horford. So, like I say, it should be next year. Philadelphia should be good. Next year, Philadelphia, they get Tobias Harris back. That's a plus. Next year, Philadelphia, you shouldn't have no excuse. You should go to Eastern Conference Finals. You should be in the Eastern Conference Finals. You have no excuses. You lost to the second round twice. You shouldn't. No excuses. They beat the Brooklyn Nets in the first round. They dominated in the first round, which is I thought they were the better team. Brooklyn Nets ended up dominating them the first game, but after that it was all pretty much Philadelphia. They were the better team in that first round of the playoffs. But next year won't be no excuses. You got to make the Eastern Conference Finals. Milwaukee and 76ers, they're the strongest teams I see at the top of the Eastern Conference next year. But right now they were led by they were 31. They were 51-31. They were led by head coach Brett Brown, executive Elton Brand. Points per game, they can score. They were fourth in the league in points per game, 115 points per game. That was fourth out of 30 teams. They were 19th on the defensive, giving up points. They were atrocious. They didn't play too much defense. There was a lot of games that they had a lack of defense, especially that second game against Houston where they just fell apart. Like I say, in the playoffs, they played pretty hard. It was a hard-fought series, but give credit to Kawhi Leonard. Great players make great shots, and that's what Kawhi Leonard did, so you can't fault it. They played hard. They were 112 points per game against. That's poor. You got to play better defense. The defense let them down. That shows you right there. Pace of play, they were 101.6. Offensive efficiency, offensive rating, 112.6. That's 8. Defense, 110. That's 15. That was atrocious. Their defense was absolutely terrible last year. Coach Brett Brown is a good head coach, though. Team MVP, I'm going to go with Joel Embiid, no doubt about it. 27.5 points per game, 11 rebounds per game, pretty much a double-double. He shot 30% from 3. That's poor. Robert Covington was traded. You don't count him. Tobias Harris in his time averaged 18 points per game. He was very, very good. 32% from three-point line. You shot poor. Ben Simmons averaged 17 points per game. 7 assists. He averaged 6 rebounds per game, pretty well balanced out. Wasn't an all-star, didn't shoot that many threes. He didn't care. Like I said, he couldn't shoot. That's something he got to focus on. Dario Saric, I don't count him. Wilson Chandler was okay at certain spurts. Before I think he was traded. Mike Scott was okay, one of my favorite role players in the NBA. Average 7 and 8. He hit some big shots pretty much in the playoffs. Mike Scott shot 41% from the three-point line, pretty efficient. Mike Scott had a great year. Landry Shamet was traded. Mike Muscala was traded. Corey Brewer, you don't want to talk about him. Jonathan Simmons was traded. Greg Monroe was traded. Greg Monroe played pretty big minutes. Averaged 13 and 7, pretty big minutes. Jimmy Buckets. Jimmy Butler, I thought was a good leader. Jimmy Butler averaged 18 points per game. He shot 33% from the three-point line. That's not good. J.J. Redick shot 39% from three-point line, averaged 18 points. So they were well balanced out. The problem is, like I say, the coaching was out-coached, and Ben Simmons, his inability to shoot was hurting the team. So like I say, they finished 31. They finished 51-31 in the Eastern Conference. They finished the third best this year. Coming up, you got Al Horford, you got Tobias Harris. Ben Simmons, you got to get you a jump shot. Like I said, you should be the front runners in the East. You should be one of the front runners in the East next to Milwaukee. No excuses. You can't make the second round. You damn sure can't lose the first round. Brett Brown, I think his job is on the high seat. You can't lose the second round. You got to go Eastern Conference Finals or NBA Finals. But Eastern Conference Finals to me is your ceiling. You should make it there. It was an okay season. That's the end of the video, guys. Give me a comment, like, and subscribe what you guys think about the Philadelphia 76ers 2018-2019 season and what they should improve on this coming year. Thank you, guys. Comment, like, and subscribe, guys. I appreciate all the love. I am out. Much love. Peace, guys.